Hey everyone, welcome to Medical Interview Simulation in English. Today we're going to practice medical interviews based on questions from the Japanese National Medical Examination. We'll turn these exam questions into real-world conversations between Dr. Satomi as the physician and Umi Yamazato as our patient. I'm Yamato, and I'll be your guide through this practice session. Our goal is to help healthcare professionals get better at talking with patients through these realistic scenarios. Alright, for today's practice, we're using a case from the National Medical Exam. Let me introduce Umi-san, who is a 58-year-old female. We'll see how Dr. Satomi handles this consultation.
Hello, Umi-san. I'm Dr. Satomi. It's nice to meet you. Could you tell me what brings you in today?
Hello, doctor. Well, I've been coughing up blood.
I see. That must be concerning. Could you tell me more about that? When did you first notice the blood in your sputum?
A few days ago. Before that, I was just coughing and had a lot of phlegm, for years actually. And I was getting short of breath when I walked fast or climbed stairs.
So, you've been coughing and having phlegm for years, and more recently you noticed the blood and shortness of breath. About how many years would you say you've had the cough and phlegm?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe 5 or 6 years. I just figured it was because I smoked so much.
I understand. So you mentioned shortness of breath on exertion. Has it been getting worse over these past few years?
Yeah, I think so. It used to be just when I went up hills, but lately it's even when I walk to the store.
Okay, and have you noticed any other symptoms? Any chest pain, wheezing, fever, or weight loss, for example?
No fever or chest pain, no. But I guess I have lost some weight. Maybe a couple kilos over the last few months. I didn't really think about it before.
I appreciate you sharing that. It's helpful to know. Now, you mentioned smoking. Have you had this kind of cough and shortness of breath before, maybe years ago, before these last few years?
No, nothing like this. I coughed sometimes, but it was never this bad.
All right, let's talk a bit about your medical background. Do you have any other medical conditions or take any medications regularly?
Well, I broke my kneecap when I was 20 in a car accident. Had to have surgery. But that's it. I don't take any medicines now.
Thank you. And how is this cough and shortness of breath impacting your daily life? You mentioned walking to the store is difficult.
Well, yeah, it's harder to do things. I get tired more easily, and now with the blood, I'm just scared,
I can certainly understand why you'd be scared. It's good that you came in. Are you working right now?
No, I stopped working a few years ago. I used to work in an office, but it got too hard with the breathing.
Okay. And do you have family or friends who are supporting you?
Yes, my husband is very supportive, thankfully. I also have some good friends who check in on me.
That's good to hear. And is there anything in particular you're feeling worried or anxious about, aside from the blood?
Well, I'm worried about what this all means. Is it something serious? And I'm worried about being a burden to my husband.
I understand. It's natural to feel that way. We'll do our best to figure out what's going on and get you the help you need. You've taken a very good step by coming in today. So, to summarize, you've had a cough and phlegm for several years, which you attributed to smoking. Recently, you've started coughing up blood, and your shortness of breath has worsened. You've also lost some weight. You don't have any other major medical conditions and are supported by your husband and friends. Does that sound accurate?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Umi-san. Thank you for sharing all of that with me. We'll need to do some tests to get a clearer picture of what's happening. We'll talk more after that.
So, Dr. Satomi gathered a lot of important information. She clarified the main problem, coughing up blood, and found out when it started. She also asked about other symptoms, the patient's medical history, and how this is all impacting her life. Notice how Dr. Satomi used open-ended questions and let Umi-san tell her story in her own words. And that's a wrap for today's medical interview simulation in English. Thanks for practicing with us. and we'll catch you next time. Hey, if you want to check your answers, head over to the National Medical Exam question 113F77-79. That's where you'll find all the details.